Hi, welcome. I'm Priscilla Batzell. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery's demonstrations and tutorials. Let's have some fun. These strange little clips, I'm not sure where I got them. I'm pretty sure they're not uncommon. And there's paper towels. Some are a little stiff, but they have an absorbent edge. And I'm going to dampen them. I was going to use my mister, but it's dead. So I wish I had done that beforehand. I don't want them overly wet, I just want enough wet so that the paper towel is damp, and then I can dip it in some cell activator. I'm going to put that right there. Get that water out of here so I don't spill it. Bring my reservoir. I don't want a lot of paint. I have a 12 by 12 by 2 inch canvas. I'm going to use Art Americana 24 karat gold. Dazzling White Pearl by Art also. I don't want an excess of paint, and I have a lot of colors I want to use. I haven't used any Royal Sapphire for a while, and I just mixed some colors for a change. I've got Mystical Mystique by Art Minds. Fandango. I've got Fluorescent Periwinkle. Trying to hold back on the quantity that I put out because I don't want a lot of extra. I want some Rhapsody Rose. A little bit of Dancing Fuchsia. I'm getting to that point where I have to call it. What's my new color? Oh, changed my bottle for Red Violet. Wondering if it's going to be different. Yes, it's different. That's good. I think I want a rogue element, which is, in this case, going to be some saffron. Because that just brightens everything up, makes it pop. That makes me want another color though. I've got yellow orange I mixed up yesterday. Now, hopefully my colors will be good for a while. I can just put this right down next to me. I've got an 8 by 10 canvas I'm going to use as a lid. Bring my canvas in. I think that that's almost enough. I've got cell activators ready. And a scrape dish. And this is just cut plastic and then fold it on the edges. It'll make a good scoop. Cover back on that. Give myself a little bit of room. Grab a small OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula. And make way. Best paint spreading tool I know of, by the way. I may have put too much paint down, but better too much than not enough at this point. It may drip down the edges though. I don't usually use this amount of black paint, and it's too time consuming to get rid of it, so I'm going to leave it. Just going to try and smooth it over in one layer. I like my edges unwet, that way I can handle the canvas more easily. I'm not sure where I want to start, but I know I want to finish the first thing in is the last thing out. Usually I'm working on a dry canvas and dropping colors out of a shovel. Which is a lot easier because it just comes out of the shovel easier that way. But luckily I think I managed to get enough paint so it's less drawing and more dribbling. But I love my colors. And I still plan on using the paper towels, I think. If I was patient, wanted to take my time, and you can, if you stop and rest your scoop, I don't think it matters if I dribble, which is a good thing because I do dribble. I'm going to grab the rest of this, hopefully, and find out what happens with wet paper towels. I just posted or reposted a painting. I'm not sure. I'm not going to put some orange in here because I like that orange up there. I could use a little tool to scrape out my scoop, maybe. And that's going in the bucket because I'm not going to use it again. And I'm going to scrape this out really quick and see if there's any colors that are willing to join in. Best to not waste paint, I think. Always. Alright, those things are going away. And now we're going to try something new. We're going to try something old, actually. I haven't used white to do this, and I want to try it. It's Amsterdam white and Australian Floetrol. I'll grab one of these partially used paper towels. Still plenty of absorbency in them. I like that. Where am I going to put them? Right down there. And I'm going to use a fresh one and some black, or maybe the cobalt turquoise is next. I've also got Dancing Fuchsia Cell Activator, but might use gold too. For right now we'll go with the cobalt turquoise. And I definitely want some black. I definitely don't want to leave things in my way though. Alright, that's two. So far so good. I want the Dancing Fuchsia, although I might want to put a little more white pearl down first. Just because I can. And I wanted black, but I didn't put any out in my dish, but I've got that Dancing Fuchsia. I'm going to take a little bit of moisture out of my tool, which is working pretty well actually. I'm going to use this again. There we go. I'm going to rest this one. Now I haven't used the black yet, and I still want to. That's pretty cool. I might want to put my skewer in there right now and see how I like the odd spiral. I like the odd spiral. I want some yellow. I want more yellow. More yellow than I've got. And since I just added white, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. Hopefully that'll be okay. Now, time for black. Did I leave myself enough space on my... I can combine colors. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. I've got one more. I've got two more rags left. So I didn't take any of the water out of that one, and I probably should have. Where to start? I like everything I've seen so far. I've got one little spot over here that's bugging me though, and I want something white there. White or gold, and I think white's going to be the ticket. Alright, so I have to decide what my last color will be. And I kind of like the white, but I definitely like the black. So let's do the black again. I've got plenty left in my dish. And it looks a lot like I'm going to need to torch because I'm seeing bubbles come up, and that might be a result of using the water. Alright, so I'm going to take all my paper towels and wish I hadn't wasted that white because I really don't need any more. I'll probably rinse those out and let them dry again, weird as I am. Alright, so here's my skewer, and there's opportunity for a few spirals. And I do leave the paint on from the prior spiral so I get some variation on colors. Just a few things here and there. I could pop some bubbles along the way too. Still going to torch in a minute. I want to kind of put one in the center of one of these vortexes. I kind of want to put dots on, but I also kind of don't. I don't want to get too frisky because this is the first in a series, quite possibly. I've been thinking about using those little apparatus for a long time. Alright, I'm thinking that the negative space is good. The spirals are good. I'm going to stick with my plan to avoid the dots. I'm not sure about that little lump there. So we'll just incorporate it. I think that's better. Alright, let's torch really quick. Call it good. We've got a couple minutes left. I see something that does not belong. Attached to the end of my tweezers maybe too. I don't know what that is, but I'm glad I got it before I cooked the painting anymore. And the colors are beautiful. That worked out pretty well. I wish I could get closer. Hi, this is Priscilla. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you'd like to be super helpful, please join the membership. My art is for sale. I'm here to help. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I have 2 books on paint pouring. They're found in the Amazon link, and the Amazon link is found on the link tree in the description underneath the video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you come again. Bye for now. Priscilla out.